First time I heard Too Short, it's because my Uncle Johnny used to love the song Getting It.
Yep.
Used to love that song.
That was his shit.
That was his man. So before the hyphy movement, like I'm already aware of his music. So when he got to that, Blow the Whistle and everything, it was just like, oh bro, it's going crazy. The Bay Area was at like a whole movement at
First
that
time
point.
I heard Too Short? First time I heard Too Short was early 90s, 90, 91. My sister, like I said, she always had a bunch of mixtapes. She would have like shoeboxes full of mixtapes and shit, you know what I mean? And, you know, back then, I mean, it's still the same now, but, you know, girls, they be in the bathroom getting ready, woo, playing their music and shit, like, so she had a door open, she doing her hair with the, you know what I mean, with the Aquanet and the big bangs and shit, you know what I mean? When you just a young knucklehead like I was, you know what I mean, and like how I grew up, or how most of us grew up, you hear some Too Short lyrics, you know that Too Short lyrics, a little curious kid like that, you know what I mean, that's always getting into shit, you know, that shit's gonna attract them, like, oh shit, he talking about pussy, he talking about bitches, he talking about fucking bitches and pimping hoes and smoking weed and shit, you know what I mean, like, so, yeah, that shit definitely attracted me. So when I heard that shit slapping, then all of a sudden you just hear these clear, crisp vocals, because that's how I'll always remember Too Short. It's just because his vocals are so clear and crisp. He's got a simple delivery. His lyrics aren't too in depth; they're to the point and direct, and they're just crisp though, just very clear. Like you ain't gonna miss a word. You feel me? And so for a kid, it's easy to rap along with. He's talking about some wild shit, you know what I mean? And the beat slapping, you know. So when I first heard that song, I saw you walking down the street and I had to stop. Turn up the radio and drop the top. I say you look so good and you're so fine. Young tender, would you be mine? Put you in my car, take you to my house. Like, that shit was slapping, you know what I mean? I still slap that shit today, you know what I mean? So yeah, early 90s, 90, 91, Too Short. And I've always been a big Too Short fan. You could ask people I went to school with. I'm an 8th grade talent show. I rap Too Short for the talent show. Unedited, explicit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was funny though too, because it was Too Short getting it. I had two little bitches up there doing a little, you know, background singing and dancing, and I was up there rapping. Teachers was like, how did, you know what I mean, like, how did this get through, you know what I mean? So I took the edited version to the rehearsal and to the audition, and then when I gave them the unedited version. And so it was like, he was just, you know, roll up a fatty for the players to smoke. And then another part that was funny though is because I was up there busting and I said, black man rising. All my black partners was dying and shit. But yeah, I fuck with Too Short, man. Salute to Todd, man. I fuck with it. Grew up on that shit.
Too Short. Bitch. Don't say that, son. I heard Too Short when I was a little bit older than him. But, you know, when I was really, really listening to Too Short, you know, I was after baseball games and going to the little functions, barbecues. Rest in peace over Uncle Johnny's house. Over off of Berryessa. We used to go over there swimming in the pool, bumping Too Short, Freaky Tales. You know, good old days, man. Just hitting on chicks and stuff at the mall and listening to that stuff on the little Discman. I don't know. Too Short he was everywhere. Everyone was playing Too Short. I'm just glad, like, eventually he got radio play.
Hell yeah.
You know, we was listening to Too Short and Two Live Crew. All in one mixtape. The DJs were just bumping that stuff because they know it gets all the ladies all freaky and kids get all riled up.
Right.
Listening to that graphic Too Short music.
Okay. Let me think, man. The first time I heard Short, man, we had this babysitter, like our play cousin named Keisha. Shout out to Keisha. She used to always be telling us about Short this and Short this. Now, she was in high school. Me and my brother, like, in elementary school. I think my brother was probably, maybe 3-4 years old or something. You know what I'm saying? So, it was a long time ago. And she was always talking about Too Short this and Too Short that. Now, mind you, we couldn't really listen to Short unless he came on the radio or something like that because we was little, So I think the first time I heard Short, I heard of Short back in 87, 88, whatever. But the first time I heard Short was probably 88, 89, Life is Too Short, back on KMEL. But when I started fucking with Short was probably the 8th grade. He had this video called Cocktails. And I loved the way CMC would play that third verse. Eating good like 200-pound fat girls. Yeah, on the uncensored version, it's a little different than that. But yeah, that's when I really started fucking with Short. Was probably up in the 8th grade. I was kind of late to Short, you know what I mean? But as far as the classics and whatnot, I got into those when I was in high school, thinking I was a Mac and shit, a retro Mac, because that shit was old by the time I started listening to it. But yeah, man, shout out to Short, all his legendary attributes to the game, putting it down for the whole state, because, fuck what they say, Short was the first to do it, you know what I mean? So, he deserves his respect, and much love to Too Short.
The first time I heard Short, I remember I was living in East Oakland and staying in the house with 5 kids and my mom and stepdad, and his song The Ghetto came on, and I used to sit and listen to that and be like, damn, that's us. So Too Short at that time helped me realize we not the only family that's going through this situation in Oakland and stuff like that. So it's good that he made that song right there, because it really helped me get through my childhood and be able to go on and not fall into what the streets of Oakland was offering us at that time in the 80s.
When was the first time you heard Too Short? My guy, my G. Whoo, man. Oh, man, I was a teenager, man. Whoo, we talking about middle school here. In the beginning, there was rap. I need a what? I need a
bitch.
Yeah, a freak, all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know how, man, Too Short, he was saying that kind of shit that you was thinking, but you couldn't really say it back then, you know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody was thinking it. And
First time I heard Too Short, I could barely remember how old I was, but I remember I was living in Fremont, and me, my brother, my sister, in the backseat of my mom's Mercedes, and we just hear Too Short. Would you agree? While I'm living my life, don't mess with me. It's been a long time, baby, since I first got down, but I still keep making these funky sounds. Too short, too short, and we went crazy, and we just wanted to listen to it over and over and over again. So that was definitely one of our favorite songs. That was the first one that came out for me.
Yeah, it's one of the first ones I heard too. Probably on the same station, 88, 89, something like that.
I don't even remember.
Seriously, Life is Too Short, I think that was the first one I heard on the radio. It's a big deal.
And my brother and sister, they're older than me, so I'm pretty sure they remember more details than,
Oh, yeah.
But, and I always wanted to copy what they did.
The first time I heard Too Short, man, shout out, man. Take my hat off to the Godfather of the Bay, man. You know what I'm saying? The first time I heard Too Short, I used to hang with the OGs and Michael Washington and C-Dub and Ray Washington, them, you know what I'm saying, Dwight and all them. Too Short was like a superstar, man, back, in the mid 80s. We used to come with the 75 girl tapes and shit, not the Dolphin beat yet. The Girl That's Your Life and Short Raps and all that shit. Blowjob Betty and all that shit. The OGs used to come through in their lowriders and they shit. bumping that Too Short, you know what I'm saying?
Playboy Short, huh?
That Playboy Short and shit. Yeah, Playboy Short and shit. And man, that motherfucker, that nigga was he in his own lane. He on another level. I remember I live right in front of Music Annex. Like we used to jump the gate. We used to break into Music Annex and steal all they tapes and shit. All they, you know what I'm saying? And Too Short used to get his when he first came up with Born to Mac, he used to get his shit pressed up over there. And they used to throw, I guess, like the what they call that shit, the malfunction, the rejects. He used to throw all the rejects in the trash can. We used to go over there and get the best of the rejects of the Born to Mac and repackage them motherfuckers and sell them bitches. I remember the summer of 1989. I used to go to Alabama every summer. I got little sisters and brothers. Shout out to my little sister Cheryl, Alicia, and Alan out there in Texas. But they used to live in Alabama, Sullivan, Alabama back in the days. I remember the summer of '89. I had a 120-minute tape. On one side, that motherfucker had all Too Short Born to Mac album, and on the other side, that motherfucker had NWA and however much of Easy Does It I could put on there.
Oh shit.
So I took that shit down there to Alabama, and we we had to sneak down, take the little radio, sneak down in the woods and go listen to that shit. But my older cousin Larry, shout out to my older cousin Larry out there in Alabama, he had a Cutlass with hella slap in that motherfucker. He had like the most beat in that town and shit. So I let that nigga hear that motherfucker, man. We used to ride around bumping that shit. We used to go to went down to the little football game and went down to where they hang out, and they pull up bumping that Too Short Born to Mac, and motherfuckers like, God damn, what is that? And he was like, man, that's that boy Too Short from out of Oakland, the Bay Area, man. Niggas like, man, I need a copy of that, man.
They heard that Freaky Tales.
Oh my God, that Freaky Tales, man, we couldn't get past them 2 songs.
Man, even Party Time.
Man, Freaky Tales and fucking Dolphin beat niggas, man, rewind that bitch. Bring that motherfucker. Hey, my cousin Larry kept rewinding that motherfucker like, boy, that's the hardest shit I ever heard.
And it was like 2 songs on the album back then, like when you party with the folks back then.
Yeah.
That was the song.
Well, shout out to the nigga Too Short, man, Godfather of the Bay, man. And Too Short is really that nigga, man, because he pioneered this motherfucker, you know. There's a lot of acts that came up out the Bay Area, man, but Too Short put this motherfucker on the map. Too Short used to be on motherfucking, what's that, Home Turf.
Yeah.
Too Short used to be on Home Turf. That's like 84, 85. You feel me? Before any nigga was thinking about rapping. Too Short was on Home Turf, so, man, total respect to Too Short, you know what I'm saying? Because without him, the Bay Area wouldn't be shit, and that's real talk.
True.
Rap
game wouldn't be known without Short.
You can say what the fuck you want, but without Too Short, this shit wouldn't be the shit.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even notice it. New York would have had this shit on lock, and no other region would have even been able to get on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to the nigga Too Short, man. You know what I'm saying? One of the Mount Rushmores, you know what I'm saying? MCs. I remember, cold story, this real talk. My Uncle Peter Holland, rest in peace, my Uncle Peter Holland, he took me and my bruh. NWA was at the Open Coliseum. So he took us to East Mall to get a fit for the show that night. He pimped us out that night, bought us fits and bought us tickets. We was doing good in school, so he's like, you know, I'm gonna bless y'all niggas. NWA coming to the motherfucking Open Coliseum, and I'm gonna bless y'all niggas. Man, that nigga took us to the East Mall. We went to motherfucking Mr. Z's, bought us a black male fit with the silk turtlenecks. Took us to Foot Locker, brought us the Dauphine Nikes, the Cortez.
Yeah.
I had the burgundy and white. I had the burgundy black male suit with the burgundy silk turtleneck with the motherfucking burgundy and white Cortez Nikes.
88, huh?
Hell yeah, 89. It was 89.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to East Mall. But check this though. We go into East Mall. We in Foot Locker. We order shoes. You know my Uncle Pete, he a big stepper in East Palo Alto. You said knockout artist, baller, the whole shit. Triple, you know what I'm saying? Triple gold bins and shit. The gold BBSs on that bitch. So we in the mall, we in Foot Locker, we shopping, we buying shoes. I found my burgundy and white Cortez. My brother, I think he had blue and white. So we ordering our shit. All of a sudden, the security came in there, and they start rushing. It was motherfuckers surrounding the Foot Locker. So this motherfucker start bringing down the gate. Come to find out, motherfucking NWA was in the motherfucking Foot Locker. Shout out to motherfucking NWA.
Yeah.
Easy, Q, Dre, Ren, Yella, they all in the motherfucking Foot Locker. They security rushed them in that motherfucker. It was like fans surrounding the Foot Locker. They shut that bitch down. Brought the gate down, that motherfucker. Boom! So we up in that motherfucker. My Uncle Pete like, hey, what the fuck going on? Woo, woo, woo. So he started hollering at Dre and Cube and them niggas. So me and my brother over there, we looking around and Easy, Dre, like I say, NWA in that bitch. Man, them niggas came over there like, what's up, young homie? We was like, what's up? We like starstruck in that bitch.
I would have been too.
So Easy come up, be like, what's up, young homie? Y'all coming to the show tonight? We like, hell yeah, we coming to the show tonight. We in this motherfucking fitted. I show him my fit. He like, oh, you gonna kill them bitches tonight. That's the first time I met Easy. It's a cold story because I got an autographed Easy picture in my studio too.
Oh shit.
That was the first time I met Easy. So he like, yeah, man, y'all come to the show tonight, man. That shit gonna be live. We like, man, nigga, we already know. He's like, matter of fact, y'all nigga Too Short opening up.
That was his favorite rapper, huh?
That was his favorite. Easy was on Too Short, like, nigga, y'all nigga Too Short gonna headline and gonna open up tonight. Y'all might not want to miss that. So we like, hell yeah, we gonna be there for sure. So you know, my Uncle Pete, a big swole nigga. So Easy and him get to joking around and get to politicking and shit. So later on that night, so we go home, we get dressed, we go to the show. We stand in line, we got our ticket and shit, we stand in line. The whole motherfucking building is shaking. Like an earthquake in that bitch. Boom! The bass just keep hitting. Boom! We like, God damn, who the fuck is that? Boom! So by the time we get to the door, we get our ticket, we go in there, it's Too Short on motherfucking stage. So we walked in, we paid our ticket, we walked in the little lobby, then we walked out to the where, you know, out to where you go down in the stage and all that shit that you can go down to the floor. And they got the seats and shit right there. This is the Oakland Coliseum back in. This motherfucker singing Dope Fiend beat. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Boom, boom. He got the whole motherfucking building shaking. Sound like an earthquake in that bitch. We walk in right when he first starts singing Dope Fiend beat. So we walking down and we gotta walk all the way down to the dance floor with it, you know, to the stage area, and it's packed. You see nothing to the right, you see nothing but San Francisco Giants gear and shit all right here. Then you look to the left, you see nothing but Oakland A's gear and shit over here. Them all the Oakland niggas, these all the Frisco niggas.
Oh, that was 89.
This is 89.
Yeah.
And then all down the middle, down the like right in front of the right in front of the stage, you had like East Palo Alto area. And we was like right by the stage. Mm-hmm. We had Frisco on one side and Oakland on the other side. And Oakland and Frisco was super thick. And that nigga started singing that motherfucking Dope Fiend beat. That nigga Too Short started singing that Dope Fiend beat. And that's what made me be like, nigga, I want to be like this nigga right here.
Damn, I bet.
That
is the hardest song
rock.
back then.
That nigga had his shirt off. That nigga had two fat ass donkey ropes on. That nigga had on some tight ass Levi 501s and some motherfucking Capizios. I remember what that nigga had on that night. And that motherfucker had total control of the crowd. Bitch, bitch. Hey, y'all, let me hear y'all see that shit. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Hey, that nigga ripped that shit to shreds that night. Ripped that bitch to, shout out to the nigga Too Short. He ripped that motherfucker to shreds that night. And the NWA came out, and the first thing Ice Cube said when that nigga hit the stage was, shout out to that nigga Too Short. He came out here and ripped that bitch. Ice Cube gave that nigga his props. So shout out to my nigga Too Short, man. I love you, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? One of my idols, one of my top 10 MCs of all time. The Todd Shaw, the motherfucking Too Short, you know what I'm saying?
That's why the OGs give it up the show. All those
yeah, they got to.
They be like, Show's my favorite rapper.
Too Short is recognized everywhere. Nas recognized Too Short. Oh, yeah. Jay-Z recognized Too Short. Biggie recognized Too Short. Bun B and them, Scarface. UGK loves Short.
Remember when the Root said something about
that nigga's
Short?
respected everywhere.
Pimp C was like, hold on.
Another MC from the Bay, a lot of niggas sleep on Spice One.
Oh yeah, he was all on the source.
Nas and Jay-Z and them to reference Spice One a few times on their record. So shout out to that nigga Spice One too. One of my idols too. You know.
She want my name, wrote her number on my napkin. Stay in my lane. I'm to the next with no attachments. Yeah, fine as an actress. She role played